Whoa! Ooh. New Space Marine Scouts, it looks like. Ooh, kill team. Oh, is that what I think it is? Ooh, yes, it is. It's the Striking Scorpion. Alright, we got some scouts and stealth that are not going to have a good time against some Xenos scum. Conflict begins. Oh, the Raven Guard. Alrighty. Striking Scorpions. Okay. I'm kind of iffy about their poses, man. That pose is good. That pose, eh. I mean, it's been a really long time since we've had new striking Scorpion models. I hope they actually come out with a full range and not just stuck in Kill Team, because I hate when they do that. I hate when they bring out new models and it's just for Kill Team and you have to buy the box set. You can't just buy half of the box set. Um, I do like striking Scorpions. I really, really do. But I'm getting some meh vibes from these guys. That's not good. Seek your salvation. Find out more.
A new season, a new setting, and two new teams. It's the much anticipated next Kill Team expansion, Kill Team Salvation. We've got two very cool new teams for this. The Striking Scorpions take on the Space Marine Scouts. Tell us what we know about these new teams, Eddie.
Yeah, so we knew that Space Marine Scouts were on the way, so we can.
All right. Don't like that face. Just gonna say that right now. I prefer my guys to be helmeted. Very much so. Um, that's a neat pose. That pose, don't really care for these poses. That one's okay. That one, eh. That one's all right. That one's pretty decent. That one, no. I don't know. There's something weird about it. I don't. Not really threatening. I'd rather have these guys in that pose is pretty good. That one's all right. I like that one, but there should be like more choppy, killy. Maybe kind of like a predatory stances and things like that. That guy just looks like he's got a towel face for some reason. Maybe it's because of this angle right now and how he's painted, but he doesn't really look like he has a nose. Um, and like I said before in the past, I'm not really a big fan of armies that have unhelmeted faces just because I'm bad at painting them. But I'm also noticing something too is they keep doing this weird half mask thing that I really don't care for. I'd rather just have the full helmet or just give me a unhelmeted guy. But like I said, I much prefer the helms just because it's easier for me to paint. And I'm hoping that these guys are multi parts, not snap fit together. I hope you can outfit them with some different weapons and things like that. For those of you who don't know what the striking scorpions are, they are essentially the male equivalent to howling banshees. And we're gonna go into the video now to see what they have to say about this.
This will be the first place you can get them, but probably more excitingly for a lot of fans, especially people who are fans of the Eldari craft worlds, is a brand new plastic aspect is released for the first time in this box, and we'll get a release later on separately as well. So,
Happy with that.
Striking Scorpions are an infiltrating elite combat unit of Eldari. They have trained in their aspect to be kind of silent killers. They'll sneak around, get up close, and then finish their enemies off at point blank range, either with those scorpion chainswords or with their mandiblasters or with the pistols. So very scary up close unit.
They
That
are
makes
very
them an excellent
scary.
kill team because they are basically already experts at kind of special operations. Yeah. So in this box you get two squads of 5, which you can combine into one big unit of 10 to make your kill team, and you get all the options you would expect in there. So the Exarch has got either Scorpion Claw, or you can give him a couple of chainsaws, or you can give him one great big walloping biting blade, double-handed chainsaw to carve stuff in half. Lots of posability in this kit as well, so you've got lots of different arm options and head options. So if you're leaning into the Yunari aspect particularly of your Eldari force, you could have lots of unhelmeted heads, but they still get their Manda blasters and stuff, so they still obviously can fire and fight in up close. But generally speaking, there's not a vast amount of customizability in terms of options, because one of the things that defines the aspects is that they do all have kind of standardized weapons and equipment. But there's lots of things in terms of posability, in terms of how do I want them, the arms posed and the head posed and the direction.
That I like. Thank you.
In the models you've got to play with. So as you can see there, you can build them in all sorts of different ways, and they all look quite different and unique, and lots more detail as well than we've ever had on Striking Scorpion before.
For sure. And the Scout Squad.
Scout Squads, we've seen this before.
Not going to dwell on these guys for ages and ages, because we did see these already when we saw the Space Marine previews a few weeks ago. But fundamentally, you've got a squad of 10 Space Marine Scouts, and you've got all the kits, right? So you've got bolt pistols and close combat weapons, you've got shotguns and bolt guns and heavy bolters and sniper rifles, and chainsaws, and everything, right? So all the things you'd want a Scout Squad to have. And in this set, they've been painted up as Raven Guards, because they look quite cool fighting against green guys. But you can paint them as whatever Scout Squad you want, right? So you can have them for any chapter, and they fit quite happily into any force. Every Space Marine chapter has got some Scouts in it. But that's really cool. So if Rafa, you could jump back to the Scorpions for a second. One of the interesting things about the way that this team plays in Kill Team is that you can either I'm going to have my whole kill team as Striking Scorpions, in which case you just use what's in this box, and that is a complete kill team in its own right. If you want to, though, if you've got a wider Eldari force, you can also add in some of the other plastic aspects. So if you've got some Dire Avengers or some Howling Banshees, you can mix and match those in together. And basically what you do is you go, well, I'm going to choose an Exarch to lead my force, and that can be either be an Exarch for the Scorpions, as you get in the box, or it can be a Dire Avenger one or a Howling Banshee one, and then you can add in extra operatives, basically up to, I think it's 9 you get. So you can have...
My stomach is rumbling because I haven't eaten. Probably will eat something after this stream.
Have a few Striking Scorpions, a few Howling Banshees, and a few Dire Avengers. And there are bonuses for leaning fully into one aspect, and you can use some extra abilities and stuff and do it that way. And there's also some bonuses for kind of going mixed aspect and having a bit of everything. So it's a really cool, flexible kill team, and it gives you a really good sense of like how like a microcosm of how the whole Eldar army plays, basically, which is good fun. So it's a really cool addition, actually. It really plays very differently from a lot of the other Eldari kill teams, all of which previously have been I'm going to have some kind of lance and then lots of dudes with choppy swords. So it's not that. It's a really different way to play.
Yeah, super different.
The other thing you get in this box, alongside the Striking Scorpions,
some
are a few extra pieces of terrain. So it's worth talking a little bit about how the Kill Team box is going to release. Up to this point, whenever you've bought one of the new season boxes, it's been a very big box. So you get lots of terrain, a big kill zone, lots of scenery, and 2 kill teams. And what we've heard basically is that people have got a lot of terrain now. So if you've been playing Kill Team since it came out, or even since the last edition, you've probably got 6 or 7 different kill zones at home. So you don't need more kill zones. So what we're going to do with this box is that.
So something I like in Warhammer 40k are like terrain rules, just because it's a little bit different. It's a little bit neat. Something I wish they would do more in Warhammer 40k is like destructible terrain. Like you could shoot this thing and it'd blow up and do damage to them, or just like being able to push. I don't know. It just like if you had a crate, you could like maybe push it off and you can kill somebody down below. I like the idea of either terrain degrading over time or becoming hazardous or becoming, you kill this thing and now it acts as maybe temporary cover because it's smoking and smoldering or just something. I like that small subtle stuff. I wish there was a little bit more of it. I don't know if they have rules like that in Kill Team. I haven't really played a lot of Kill Team. Find out what he has to say though. But yes, it's very nice that for the people of Kill Team that they are giving them kind of less terrain if they already have a bunch. But at the same time, if people are just hopping into it and they don't have a bunch and they're getting very limited, maybe you should sell the stuff kind of like the extra stuff separate at a reasonable price, not a super marked up, stupid expensive price for people that are just getting in the Kill Team.
The striker scorpions and the scouts come with a very small amount of terrain, like what you've got on the screen there on the left, just to add a little bit of flavour to the box set. But then the kill zone itself is going to be made available separately at launch, so it's an optional extra rather than being a kind of
you read my
you
mind.
must have this alongside your scorpions. So if you do want to add in a new kill zone to your experience, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
If you'd rather just get the new teams, you can do that instead.
Yeah, and this is like a water world rig. Like it's super different from Into the Dark, right? Like.
Yeah, so the last season of Kill Team was Into the Dark, which was obviously very claustrophobic, very confined.
Yeah.
You usually didn't have line of sight across the battlefield. You usually had to kind of move forward to get into position. This is really different, right?
Yeah.
So this is, from a lore
Very
perspective,
open.
the Gallo Dark, which was the spaceship that they were all fighting on, has crashed into this planet. The planet is effectively covered by majority oceans,
Yep.
and there's all these kind of rigs across the landscape. And your kill team has got to kind of navigate what is effectively a kind of science fiction oil rig kind of situation. So still plenty of places to hide, plenty of places for snipers to kind of snipe from, but a lot more kind of running and jumping between platforms.
Much
so
more open.
yeah, it gives you a very different sort of dynamic to your games of kill team. Also worth saying, if you just want to collect terrain for either Kill Team or Warhammer 40,000, these boxes are also just a really good way of getting hold of loads of scenery.
All right, what's next?
So all together, so there's your what your kind of battlefield looks like, your kill zone with your scorpions.
It is super grainy though.
You've got a few different options in terms of how you lay it out, and all the scenery is designed to kind of move relatively freely around the battlefield too, and create lots of cool, interesting, dynamic battles. I think the water is pretty deadly as well, so you don't want to. So you can kick people into the off the edge as well, and that sort of thing as well. It's probably full of space piranhas.
All sorts of stuff in there, yeah.
But yeah, two really cool teams. Space Marine Scouts, obviously very anticipated.
I don't know if it's the stream that's getting grainy or if it's just how the water and stuff's painted on there or the preview. Let's try that.
Striking Scorpions. I think we've almost every single time we've ever had a preview, somebody in the chat has asked for Striking Scorpions.
Here they are.
There they are. Yeah, you're gonna have to find something else now.
Find something else to ask for now.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sure
it was the stream, not my stream. Their stream.
Really cool. Yes, goes without saying. Both of those can also be used for Warhammer 40,000. So another step towards having all of those aspects available in plastic, and then Space Marine Scouts have been redone in scale with things like your Black Templar Neophytes. So yeah, two great additions to Warhammer 40,000 and to Kill Team.
Great, awesome.
Right, well, we did promise some old world news today.
Didn't we?
So I think it's probably time to have a look at what we've got for the world that was. So Raph, takes away.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, to the people over on YouTube, you guys got your 2 plus an extra because I may extend that last VOD a little bit longer. I may not with the old world book and them explaining stuff and whatnot. But to the people over on YouTube, if I do that, have a good night, have a good day, have a good time zone. I will see you later. To the people on